Welcome back to MMA Underground, your favorite part of Tuesday. I'm one half the dynamic duo, killing it known as Buddy V, with the one and only.
Sam K. And shit, man, we got two phenomenal guests in the building, man. All the way from Streetbeefs West Coast. You've seen them before. You see them again. We have the one, the only Kulkukan in the building. And all the way from BKFC, we have the one, the only Dameko in the building. Let's go.
How you
How
doing?
y'all feeling?
Having a
I'm
good
doing
night.
great.
We got some killers in the building if y'all don't know, man. And these guys got hands for days. But before we get too much into the past, I know we got some upcoming events. And I know Dameko, I think like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, you have a fight coming up, right? BKFC, was it 66?
Yeah, September
Yeah.
13th.
How you feeling about that? You ready? You excited?
Yeah, man. I'm excited, man. I'm ready to get in there, man. And just close all the naysayers. Shut all the naysayers down.
Straight
Oh,
up.
yeah.
And who are you fighting again?
Uh, I forget every time. I don't know. I don't really know the guy like that. Like I don't. I
Armando
don't care.
Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Okay. It don't matter for you, huh?
Listen, bro. I already won the fight, man. I'm just telling you right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, like I said, my name Lotto, bro. Get your checkbook ready, bro, because I already won if you ask me.
Oh, yeah. And
Like it,
he's
like
one
it.
of the few people that writes checks that his hands cash. I'll just say that. Man, this
That's
guy's
why I
sick.
can't talk, bro. I don't talk. I can't. I wanna learn how to start trash talking, But I just tell the truth how I see it, bro. I don't gotta talk.
Oh, yeah. And see, now
Straight
you
up.
got some fast hands, the Kulkukan. I saw your fight with the bill collector, man. You had some heavy hands. You were laying them. I was feeling those thumps. I was going to say, how are you feeling about that fight?
It was a good fight. It was my second fight of the day, so I was a little tired for sure.
Yeah, man, you're another one of them who talks with his hands, and like you said, that was the second fight of the day. We saw you take on another opponent, I believe in that was kickboxing, correct?
Yeah, it was a kickboxing match, completely out of my realm. But you know what? I went in, I took care of business, and then took care of business again. Paid my bill.
Hey, I feel like that kickboxing match was fight of the day. I'm waiting for that to drop. That shit was fire and unexpected.
Oh, yeah. See, I can't wait to watch it then, because I'm a big fan of all your fights you already have, Kulkukan. And, man, speaking of killer fights, I mean, your first debut, D'Amico, I got to say, I watched, the Prospect Series. I enjoy BKFC. I went to tryouts once too. Yeah, I love being a fighter. But like, holy shit, you just made a huge. You laid out the pavement for you. You came out. You were faster than I expected, and I felt like the minute you made contact on your opponent, he knew it was over. Game over for him. And for those of you that don't know, 21 seconds was your first fight, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
How did it feel coming out making such a statement?
Man, I didn't really feel, I didn't like I said before. I didn't really feel nothing because that's what I was supposed to do. I feel like I trained so hard, I trained for 20. I trained to win in 21 seconds. I don't literally mean like I trained to win, but I'm saying like if something like that happened, it don't surprise me because I work hard. I don't. You know that's why I say I don't talk because when I win the fight in 21 seconds, that's all that need to be said right there. You get what I'm saying? So I go so hard in training. I expect for me to have great performances every time, and specifically this fight right here coming up. I feel like this gonna be my at least one of my um what's the word I want to look for? Like a milestone, not a milestone, but like one of my better performances. Like you should see a better performance out of me. Those my earlier fights, I really didn't have a good team together. So now I'm building my team, and I'm coming more correct. You know what I'm saying? So I should be a thousand times better when you see me this next coming fight. I'm gonna put on a great show every time, but I should be way better, a dominant performance.
Hell yeah. So with the 21-second knockout, man, that makes me ask, when you go into a fight, are you looking for the knockout, or does it just come to you?
Definitely not. Definitely not. I'm a boxer first. Even though I got my careers inside of BKFC. So we talk. You never look for a knockout. You let it come to you, or you earn your knockout. So no. And my last fight, even that fight as well, I really wasn't trying to knock him out. I was more just so eager and had jitters and was ready to put on a show, and you get what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
that's all that was. But I never going to looking for a knockout.
That fight was killer. And I'll touch more on that in a minute. But I was gonna say, Kulkan, we're talking about BKFC, and you had your debut against No Love, who ended up going into Power Slap, and with these other promotions bringing in different Street Beefs fighters to we had Lil Mac go to BKFC as well, and a couple other organizations. Do you see yourself moving on to something like bare knuckle if the opportunity ever presented itself, or do you want to prefer with gloves?
I would prefer gloves, honestly, simply because I feel like with bare knuckle, there's a lot of insurance involved, and honestly, financially, insurance is expensive, and it's just too much and too high risk for me. Um, I am a provider. I am a family man, so I do have to, keep that money roll coming in. So my best for me, what's best for me and my family is doing it with the gloves instead of bare knuckle.
And
Absolutely.
for future purposes, do you see yourself moving outside of street beefs, amateur leagues, professional leagues, or do you want to just keep it with street beefs?
I do want to advance to amateur, and then, God willing, I'll move up to pro. Honestly, I have a picture painted in my mind already of getting recognized out there by people, and actually getting paid for what I like to do. I like fighting. I like boxing. Ever since I was a little kid. I started off with karate, and then I don't know. I just took off from there.
Like it. And that's crazy that you brought up karate, because if I'm not mistaken, Dameko, you are a black belt in, like Taekwondo, or was it?
Yeah, Taekwondo. You said it, but I did. That's crazy. Karate is the first sport I started off on. Like I come from a football background, but before I even started doing that, I did a little bit. I did a little bit of karate, but ended up stopping. But I did
Who'd
it
you
for
get
I
your
did it
black
for a
belt
while.
with?
Huh?
Who did you get your black belt with? Like what organization?
A gym, not a karate and taekwondo. It's a local gym where I'm at called Tough Taekwondo.
Oh, okay, because I got my first degree black belt through ATA.
Oh, I'm sorry. You did karate, right?
Well, I did karate first, but I have my first degree black belt in Taekwondo.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I haven't did it in a while. I did it. I stopped doing it when I turned 17, I believe. I
Uh,
wanted to get back into it just for the fun of it, but I'm more focused on my fighting career right now. Just at the moment, I guess.
I feel that.
Curious then, because I mean, you're a professional boxer. You had all these skills. When did you first pick up boxing, like itself?
Around the same time, I stopped doing taekwondo when I was
Mm.
around 16. Yeah, I started around. I was playing football. So I did like I played multiple sports, and I was planning on going to college for football, but I said I felt like I was gonna have a better career at fighting, so I just transitioned over. Like while I was playing, and I just when the season was over, I was done with it, and I just focused on boxing full time.
That's dope. I wanted to ask both of you guys, do you guys feel like these other sports and other fight styles, do they translate for you guys in boxing?
Yes and no. I would say yes and no because of the stance. Um, like for boxing is a different. You got like your stance is strictly for punching, but when you do like kickboxing, an example, or taekwondo, your stance has to be different, ready to throw kicks.
Um,
Fair.
yeah, I get because boxing it's fighting, but it's still a sport at the end of the day. You know, it's still point scoring involved. So the style is different, I guess. But as far as I would say no, it doesn't. I wouldn't think it translates. You know, no, bare knuckle. No, it doesn't. Bare knuckle is a different sport than boxing. You know, these are all sports at the end of the day. You know, there's a referee, points involved. So you know, each his own have their own. I guess style of technique. I say a way to win.
Oh, and I like with the way you guys fight, your techniques. Like I said, both got killer hands in different ways. And you kind of have your opponents guessing. And before I touch back on some of your fights, D'Amico, I know Kukulkan, I was gonna say when you fought the bearded king, I noticed that he kind of had one game plan, but when you really stuck that heavy first shot, I felt like he was very hesitant the rest of the fight. Did you kind of feel like that as well as you proceeded to go through? Because I felt like he just didn't want to really engage as much. He was trying to counter, but it was almost like right there where he would kind of stop himself because he didn't want to get hit that hard again. I mean, could you kind of tell or?
I mean, honestly, during the fight, not really. But after watching, the video and stuff like that, he definitely hesitated a bit more to come in to get some. Um, but during the actual fight, not really. I was more focused on not getting hit and hitting back.
Facts.
I think.
And man, I just got to touch on real quick because I don't think people really realize the significance of what Kulkukan was able to do at the last event. It was 115 degrees outside. We're fighting in, and this man took on two fights that day. Not only that, but he's fully covered in clothes. I mean, the long sleeve sweater. I got to ask you, bro, how did you do it?
I train like that. When I go to the gym and I train with a sweater on, my hoodie on, sweats. That's how I train. So I guess you could say I train how I fight. So that's how I'm able to go that distance in fighting with all that clothes on.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. It didn't look to phase. It didn't look like it phased you. I was skeptical that first fight. It was a kickboxing match. We never saw you kickbox, and you're going up against the Marine. So I mean, that says something in itself. And bro, you really performed. You put on a show. Talk about that fight real quick.
So with that fight, it was really I didn't really know if it was gonna happen or not. We just got there and we were like is this gonna happen or not? So at the end, Weddle was like, yeah, let's go ahead and get it done. So me and the other guy, the Marine, we just said, fuck it, let's go. So we threw on our gloves and put on our best performance.
Yeah, it was a damn good performance, man. I'm looking forward to that fight when it drops.
I'm definitely gonna have to check that out, man. Like I said, I'm a huge fan. And we were talking about your guys' styles earlier. We talked about kind of what you did with the Bearded King and Dameko. Before I ask you my next question, I saw Go C asked if it was hard to kind of get used to that dirty boxing in the BKFC coming from the professional boxing background.
Nah, I wouldn't say so. I don't know. I haven't fought nobody who really tried to use. I guess the first guy. That. But yeah, good. We good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he tried. He tried to use it, but I mean, it really didn't work. I don't think it works. Honestly, I mean, like I say, you can try, but I guess against a certain style of fighter, like I don't think it's gonna work against somebody who's not going. I mean, it's gonna work against somebody who's gonna play that game with you. I guess I would say. I mean, I don't know.
Nah, I was curious because I know we talked about your most recent fight, Jorge Bargallo. Man, that was a lightning round one, and that's when I really got to see you kind of showcase your speed because you wanted to showcase more of your skills. And I feel like you were in there. When you first came out, I felt like you came in real aggressive, and he kind of got you, and you had a quick 8 count. And after that, I felt like I don't know what snapped in you. Did it kind of put you in this like get you ready or what? Because after that, I felt like you had Goku Ultra Instinct. Nothing could touch you. You were just like bam, bam, bam. I mean, you want to kind of talk about like what happened in that moment, or like was it just like he just kind of got a lucky hit, or?
No, I wouldn't say a lucky hit. Like I said, I came out like with a point to prove. Like I wasn't boxing. I was like I'm for the do damage. So I'm for the do work again. You know what I'm saying? So I came out just a little too hard, and I wasn't putting no technique behind anything I did. I was just throwing punches. So of course, I put no technique. But I'm not gonna take nothing away from him. I wasn't hurt or anything. I was just like I was more in the zone. Like my mind, like my people, my family try to tell me that we're trying to talk to you. I'm not listening to you. Like I'm in the zone. You know, I'm ready just to keep on fighting. If you pay attention to the fight, you see when I gave him the knockdown, the ref's counting, and I'm creeping up behind the ref, trying to move the ref out of the way because I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm just in the zone. I'm like, what the hell? I'm moving the ref out of the way, like I'm walking up, creeping up, and I keep doing that, walking out of my corner. So I'll say like I said, I wasn't hurt or anything like that, but I was just in the zone. Came out a little too hot, but this fight, I think I don't think it's gonna be a whole nother performance. Nothing like it'll be better than that, way better. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, Dameko. We've had several BKFC fighters on the show before, and everyone has a different answer. How is training going from professional boxing to training for bare knuckle? How is that? What difference is that for you, if there's any?
I feel like the transition is pretty easy for me. The rounds are shorter. I might try to not change the tempo of my training, the pace of it, to match the rounds, something like that. But it's still boxing at the end of the day. It just got that aspect of the dirty box, the dirty grappling. But that's not my style. I don't see myself doing that. So I really don't venture off into another technique. I keep it really boxing.
I guess what I mean more so, has it changed the way you train, or is it the same? Do you keep the same type of training from professional boxing to bare knuckle?
Um, yeah, I keep the same type of training pretty much, other than
Okay.
be conditioning my hands, because it's still bare knuckle, but I don't do too much where I'm gonna break my fingers because like it is bare knuckle. You don't want to hurt yourself before you even get to the fight. You know what I'm saying? So and accidents do happen. That's why we wrap our hands. We try to protect our hands. Like these are money makers. So I try to condition them to the best. But other than that, it's really no difference.
Gotcha.
Now, Kulkukan, I was gonna ask you when you for your first fight when you came out to Streetbeefs West Coast, you had fought No Love. and I was curious were you kind of nervous going into that fight, having your first fight be against such a staple fighter in the West Coast, or was it kind of just like you were excited? Because I know, like, going to Street Beefs for the first time, you don't know the environment, you don't know anything else. I mean, you want to let me know about that, or kind of describe your experience?
Yeah, I was definitely nervous. Definitely didn't know what to expect. So, so I think because I was nervous, the nervous jitters. I I guess I tried going in there. I tried going in there, fast and hard, and shoot, I got myself out real quick, honestly, because of that. And that's something that a lot of people that go in there for the first time that they have to keep in mind is 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 not to be nervous, because that's gonna bite you in the ass like it did to me. So I don't know. I guess you could say my advice to newcomers is just breathe, um, and try to stay as relaxed as possible so that you don't go in there all nervous and then dump all your energy out and then gas out not even halfway through the first round.
Oh yeah.
Well said, man. Well said. I say it every week, bro. Cardio is key. Cardio is key.
Most
How
definitely.
did you find out about Street Beefs West Coast? Because you seem to pop up out of nowhere, and you've been giving us bangers ever since. How did you get involved?
So I started training with a couple of guys, and then they introduced me to Moose, and you guys are pretty familiar with Moose.
Heck
And
yeah.
King of AZ.
yeah, so I went to train with Moose for, like, I don't know, maybe 2 times, and then the second time I think he told me about Street Beefs, and I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. Let me see what's up with it. Um, then I left for deployment, and I came back from deployment, and I was like, fuck it, let's go, let's do it. So yeah, that's how I found out about Street Beefs, and that's how it happened.
We did not know you were enlisted, bro. What branch are you in?
uh, well, I started off in the Army, and I'm currently in the Navy right now.
Wow, that's what's up, bro. Uh, That also explains your resilience, because I noticed every person who has a military background, every fighter has a certain level of resilience that the others don't.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a heart to be in the military, and a lot of people, they join, but right away get out because I think some people don't have the heart for it, and it's just like fighting. You need to have the heart for it because it's not an easy life. Training for a fight is not easy.
No, it's not. See, and people forget, when you have a family, 'cause like you said, you have kids and stuff, training, it's like the outside life really affects training. Sometimes there's stuff on your heads, we got bad days, and that's where we see the levels into this too, because you see people like yourself, Kulkukan, yourself, Dameko, where you guys are making the sacrifices where it doesn't matter whether you're in a good mood, bad mood, or whatnot, you're disciplined, you're putting the work in because you're gonna go out there and you're gonna achieve your goals. But
That's right.
I like it. I was gonna say, do your
That's
kids
right.
watch your fights?
Yeah, actually they do. I share my fights with them every time they get posted on YouTube. I share it with them. My 4-year-old, actually, she's the one that has seen them more than the others, than my others. She's always telling me, "Let me see your fight. I want to see you fight."
That's what's
Right?
up,
I'm like,
It's
man.
who
funny.
yeah. I'll be doing that to my kids at school. I'll be like, hey, go to the parents, like, hey, watch this new fight I just dropped. They'll be like, what's that you said? What? Your kid's being nice to my kid? Okay, that's what I thought.
Fuck around and
Oh,
start a dad fight up in that bitch.
right. Heck yeah.
uh,
Sis, I was gonna ask you real quick, D'Amico. I was curious, what made you pursue bare knuckle boxing?
It's just an opportunity presented to me. Like I said, I'm from Miami, Florida, so a bare knuckle scene kind of came. It was one out here already. So when it was more underground. So I grew up around that, seeing that. You know,
Kimbo.
Kimbo,
Yep,
guys
yep.
like Kimbo, Dada. That's
Kimbo.
you know who that is, right?
Nah, I don't
Yeah,
know, Doc.
That's Kimbo last fight before he passed away. God bless his dad. It was his last fight. But I guess he was Kimbo bodyguard. I was real young at the time, so I didn't know a lot going. I just used to come to see the backyard fights when I was like 9, 10 years old, man. So it was always something that I knew I wanted to do. No matter, I could have been the unified world champion in boxing. I would still in my head want to take a bare knuckle fight because just just for history, for my legacy, for me seeing it growing up, those are my favorite fighters. That's how I got into fighting, seeing those guys. So, I always knew I was gonna do it, but opportunity presented itself before I got to the end of my career at the beginning. So I figured, why not?
Yeah, yeah. And with that, it sounds like you got to see, the backyard fights, the bare knuckle fights up close and personal. So that leads me to the next question. Have you ever come across Street Beefs on YouTube?
Um, yeah, definitely. I don't know. I don't want to get nobody confused. I just know. I watch the videos of the guys like I guess they fighting in cages and stuff, and
Mhm.
with boards up and stuff like that. And then it's
So that's us on the West Coast. Yeah, we got the pallets.
okay. Then it's the guy with I guess he bald. What his name is? Scarface, I think.
Scarface.
So
That's in
that is
Virginia.
what I'm right, right?
That's the OG. That's closer to you actually,
Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
they do pop up events in Florida maybe like twice a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what's up, man. I gotta come to one.
Hey man, they love to have you, bro. Love to have you, man. And especially us on the West Coast, like we're a community. You know what I'm saying? We're fighters, but essentially it's a club. You know?
Yeah, I come out there. I definitely have to tap in.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta come up to ever Washington and Gig Harbor. We got the scrapyard up here. That's where I go fight at. So like, I bet the scrapyard. So I'm kids at the West Coast.
Yeah.
Washington,
You
like
know it.
above California, right? I'm bad at school.
Yeah. It goes from California, Oregon, Washington, and then right below Canada.
I was there. I mean, honestly, like 2 years ago, a year ago, and I ended up going to the one of the Floyd Mayweather gyms out there. He got like one of his franchise gyms. So I was out there like a year ago, man. I like it out there. It's nice.
It is.
Guys got kills. Chris crazy the mount. That's some scary out there driving.
Oh, man. Like I like running in the rain. I run in the colder weather, but it's cool. But I could never do it like what Kulkukan when he runs in the 110 degrees with sweatpants. Like it's 95 here, and I got sweats on, and I got 3 bottles of water, and I'm like having this while I'm about to die.
Yeah.
I was gonna say y'all got that water too out there with the whales and shit. Like get some good swimming in. We just got desert.
Man,
We got sand to swim in.
And mountains to climb. Shit.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey,
So
but it's good
Kulkukan,
work.
how do you? What's that?
I was just saying it's good work.
Right. I was gonna say you said sand, and I was actually gonna bring up how do you like fighting in the sand over on the West Coast? Because I know some people really enjoy it. It adds like a different element, and I like how all the different street beefs have the different yards. It's like unlockable stages.
Yeah, it's definitely different. It's not a flat surface. It's not a firm surface. It definitely can backfire because if you throw something with, I guess you could say, too much power, it'll dig into the dirt and throw you off balance. So you know what that does? It reduces the point of impact, the accuracy. So shoot, I started thinking about actually building myself a little sandbox and training in
Do
the
it.
sandbox. Honestly,
Do it.
just so I could have more stability and adjust to the playing field.
Yeah.
That'd be badass. That'd be like you gotta get some scenes, put some Rocky music behind there, man. Yeah.
Simulate the fight.
Yup, exactly.
I was curious,
You know,
real quick, Dameko. I know earlier King Cal asked if you were in King Kai's division, Kai Stewart, because you're like 135, 138, right?
No, I fight at 135. See, he fight at 145.
Oh, he is heavier. Okay, so then I was gonna ask, who's your dream matchup if you could fight in the BKFC?
I haven't seen one person that I feel like that could touch me, bro. I'm sorry, bro. So right now I'm just taking names, bro. Just taking names off the list, whoever they present to me. I really don't have no call out, because I don't think it's not gonna bring any value. Like I don't know. Maybe somebody, whoever they bring to me, I'm with it. I want to go up to 145 though, because I feel like I want to get a belt at 35 first and then go to 145. You know what I'm saying? So, and I want to be on the pound for pound list. If I think they have one, so I definitely want to be on that. So yeah, I'm with it. I can see future fights up there at 45 for sure, definitely.
That's
Those are
sweet.
goals.
Definitely.
And then I'll just say, Kulkukan, for you, who would you like to fight too? Because I know there's some killers out there on the West Coast.
yeah. I mean, I'm on the same boat. Uh, I don't particularly have anyone in mind. Whoever comes in, and we exchange blows, and I plan to come out victorious at the end. I plan to come out winning, whoever it is. So yeah, I don't really have anyone to call out, honestly. Like you said, I just take names, snatching bodies, taking names.
Well,
I
shit,
like
man,
both
you've
y'all.
been on a run, so I wouldn't be surprised if a title match wouldn't be in your future. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And you fight at
Everyone
what weight?
everyone likes a little trophy. Light heavy,
Light heavy. All right. That's why I can hear the
but
punches through those videos.
but I may move up to heavy. It really how it really depends on my training, because I can put on muscle mass fairly quick. So I have to like watch how I train, and sometimes it's kind of hard to do because you're in there and you're lifting, and it's like, damn, I could lift this much. Let me see if I could go heavier. So yeah,
Right. All of a sudden you're feeling the joint. Oh.
That's interesting, man. We've seen I think only one other fighter move up from light heavy to heavy, and that's 619. So yeah, man, I don't doubt you, but that would be definitely interesting to see.
yeah, I
The
think.
light heavy.
I'll
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I was just
I
gonna
was
say
just
the light heavyweight division is stacked. So I mean, you have more competition, but then but the heavyweight division, there's more weight, so there's the challenge in that. So
yeah, most definitely. I think I was gonna fight a heavyweight last time before the bill collector, Young and Lavish, but I guess he had like some sort of competition to attend to a week or so after, so he didn't
he
want
had to
to.
fight Shinigami. He fought Shinigami the
Yeah.
very next week.
Oh shit, okay,
Yeah, yeah,
that's what's up.
and won. Shout out Young and Lavish.
Dang, shout out, boy. That's what's up.
I got
But
I got a fun little question for the both of y'all because that way, you can take a little snippet and put it after your next win. But the question I like to ask is if you could be sponsored by any company, who would it be? So that way we can make sure to put it after your win and get you that sponsorship, Yeah.
If I could be sponsored by any company, man, Everybody. No, just hey man, man, bro, you gave me too many options, man. I don't know, bro. Definitely something a product that I do use, a big company, Skechers. I want Skechers to sponsor me,
Come on,
or
man.
I drink a lot of Monsters energy drinks. Monsters, I want Monster to sponsor me. Uh,
All right.
man, there's so many, bro. I don't know, bro. Wow, you put me on the spot, man. I'm gonna let him go first. I'm gonna let him go first.
I don't know. I guess for me it would be Venom because I use their gloves. In all my fights, I've used Venom. Um, and maybe Bang because I like to drink the
Haha.
Bang energy drinks.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
And then
that
maybe
was my
like
choice.
whatever small local business people, um, I would like to get sponsored by like the small local people too, just to get their names out as well.
As well.
Yup.
I like it. And so, since we're talking about other things that are on our mind, other sort of whatever, I'm actually curious as to some of your influences. Because, I mean, being killer fighters, you guys obviously have done research. You talk about watching fighting growing up. I mean, whether it be in the backyard or in the professional scene, is there anyone that you either look up to or you kind of like take notes from their style? You want to go first, D'Amico?
I go first. I wouldn't say I look up to anybody, but I definitely watch I guess I'll say the top competitors in each field I'm in, like in bare knuckle or boxing. So I say I watch a Japanese fighter. I don't know if you're familiar with I think his name is Naoya Inoue, a boxer
I think I know what
from
you're talking
Japan.
about.
But yeah, I watched a little bit of him. Just the top guys. I take bits and pieces from all of them and see what I do, what I could do with their success, and translate it into mine. See what I can take from it. So, and also a person close to me, my coach. My coach is world champion. Uh, he was the he a lot of Jamaican fighters, but he's the only Jamaican fighter of the year in boxing. So
Shout out, coach, man.
that's
What's his name?
Glenn Johnson. Man, he had a great legendary career. He held the IBF title, Ring Magazine. He got inducted into the Hall of Fame. So he had a great career. So I look to him for the steps to success I need to get where I'm going because he's been there before. What better person to tell you is somebody who's been there before, you know?
Absolutely. Damn.
Well said. Well said. So I gotta ask, because everyone needs to know this. We need to know the background, the history. Kulkukan. We need the background of your fight name, sir.
Well, so the background of my fight name came from actually my interest in, I guess you could say, like my indigenous background, Aztecs, Mayans, all of that stuff. And I recently just started getting really into it back in like 2020. And I actually have a leg tattoo that's Aztec inspired. And I actually do have the Kukulkan face with a skull on my knee tatted. And then I went to like research fight names and I was like, you know what? I want to represent where I come from, like my indigenous background, the Aztec. And you hear a lot of, I don't know if you guys know, but there's been a lot of like Aztec warriors out there, like different tactical units, like the Eagles, the Leopards. What else? There's
Jaguars,
another,
all the
yeah, there's another ones, and that's how my name came to be. I'm like, let me represent, you know. So yeah, that's how my name came.
I
You're
dig it,
speaking
man.
my language. I'm gonna have to after the show, you guys send me a message. We're gonna talk about some history, man. Right here, even next to my stuff, right here, Aztec. Like I have a whole bookcase on this stuff. I feel you, man. Brown and proud, you know. Yeah, damn, that's cool.
Oh, you got light. Can you show us the tat?
Yeah. Let me see.
This man been in the shadows for. Oh shit!
Dang.
Wow, that's what's up, brother.
Yeah, it
So
wasn't
what
a
you're saying is, next time you come to fight, you'll be in a full like feathered headpiece with the the armor on. You know what I'm saying? You coming? Yeah.
eventually, well, when I go
Okay.
pro,
Okay.
I'll most likely come out, like what's his name, Namor from Wakanda
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Forever, just like that.
That's what's up, bro.
Damn, that's cool. Now, I was gonna ask. That's actually funny. Hell yeah.
Ryan.
Oh, so D'Amico, I was curious because we all train, people they have different styles. But I mean, do you specifically train anything for your speed? Because I mean, when I watch you take off in your fights, there's sometimes where I feel like the camera cannot fully capture how fast you go. So I was curious about that. Or are you just like naturally that quick?
Oh man, appreciate it. I would say so. I would say certain training methods I do translate my speed to being faster. So definitely I work on my speed. But I always thought of myself as a power puncher, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
Wait a minute,
I thought
gatekeep. Don't
people.
gatekeep. Share them secrets with me, man.
Man, man, I never just because people. It's weird when people talk about my speed. I never thought I was fast. Like I thought I was okay, but yeah, man, I never thought about it. But other people have mentioned it to me like you pretty fast. I'm like fast. I thought I was a power puncher, bro. No, I just messed it. But yeah,
Hey, the speed
So
translates to power, though. You can't have one without the other.
definitely.
if you watch some of his fights, there's a couple times when I've gone back and watched a couple of them where it's like they both step off the same time at the line, and by the time he's making contact, his opponent still got like a couple inches to his face, and he's popping back, and I'm just like, holy shit! And you can see the opponent's like, oh damn, and it's like, yeah, that man. So I'm excited to see some more BKFC fights. That's what I'm talking about. Get that belt
Yeah.
for 135. Ooh, shit.
Yeah, it's bouncing around, the belt bouncing around, but that's why I say I'm not calling nobody. I'm taking my time, getting a better feel of just the BKFC the system and just the fight. So I'm taking my time, taking the fight by fight, but when it's that time, the fight
Wait,
for
was
the
that
belt, I'm
me?
gonna be ready.
Wait, did I just
Strong
freeze or was that
mentality.
y'all?
You went in and out, buddy. You're back, but you
Oh,
went out for like a split second.
sorry,
But
I must stay here.
can you run that back for Buddy real quick?
Oh, what you asked me again? I forgot because
Ah, fuck.
I got lost in
Everybody
I mean,
what was
it's
forgot.
all
going
good.
on.
It's all good. It's all good. Cause I
Buddy
was,
gonna have to hit the
I was
replay.
right. Doo doo doo. Marijuana affects the memory. No, I was gonna ask Kulkukan if you would ever travel to another Street Beefs yard. Cause I mean, you have the OG yard, you have Dirty South, you have the Scrap yard. You know what I'm saying? Then you kind of with all the yards having different elements. The West Coast has the sand. Scrap Yard has the AstroTurf. Dirty South and the Virginia have kind of like the dirt and like some of the beauty park. I think. Do you want to go travel around?
Yeah, I'd be down to go travel around. I mean, I've been to both areas, the East and the West Coast, like Washington. Um, I think, I don't know, maybe I'll try out the East Coast, the OGs, see what they got to offer.
That'd be dope, man. Anyone from out there that you'd like to throw down with?
I really don't know anybody out there, but whoever's willing, I'm willing too.
I like it. Now, when we were in preparation for fights and everything else, the one thing I like to ask people, because it's so diverse, is musical interests when you train. Because I know some people like to do classical because they like to try to stay calm, stay focused. Some people like to just get into their favorite type of music and really just let loose in the workouts or like count the beats to the step. I mean, what do you guys like to listen to when you train?
Let me see. Well, I like to listen to Christian rap, honestly. That they got some real hyped up stuff there, and like some real stuff that's like about real life too. But I do also like to bring out the forbidden music or the forbidden workout, pre-workout, which is like heartbroken songs.
Oh.
Yeah, but for the most part, I listen to Christian rap when I train.
That's
Hell
what's
yeah.
up, man. That's definitely a different answer.
Heck yeah. I know POD, but they're Christian rock, so that doesn't count.
And what
Oh,
about you, Dameko?
man, man, it depends how I'm feeling that day. One day I could be listening to a playlist, Taylor Swift, Daft Punk, who's the other guy? What's the other group? What the Slipknot. Then I could go
So
to
it's not,
listen to. I could listen to Lil Baby right behind that. I could listen to, Lil
hell yeah.
Uzi. Like, I listen to everything. Whatever sound good to me, whatever will get me motivated, that's what I'm gonna listen to. I listen to classical music too. I listen to Christian rap. I listen to everything pretty much, bro. However I'm feeling, whatever gonna get me motivated, that's what I'm just listening to.
Hey, I like it. I keep it diverse,
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's dope.
Not gonna
That's
lie,
dope.
whenever I really gotta do like my cardio and I'm like, all right, I got so much time, I'll put on like some fast, like EDM music every once in a while, and I'll just be like, all right, I gotta keep on pace. And then by that time I'm like puking by the end of it. I'm like, woo, all right, I'm done. Bam, cool. That was a good 6 minutes.
Hell yeah.
Man, now unfortunately, this is around the time when I'm gonna have to be coming close to being the bad guy soon because I know that we do have our gentleman over from Florida on East Coast time, and I don't want to keep you all night. But okay, do we have any final questions that we had for either of our killer guests tonight?
Yeah, man. Final question for Dameko. What advice would you give to an up and coming fighter trying to get into the BKFC? And to Kulkukan, what advice would you give to an up and coming fighter trying to get into Street Beefs?
I say the advice I would give a up and coming fighter, take your career serious. This is dangerous. I don't care what it is. Even though I call them sports, it's still dangerous. Your life on the line, your health on the line, and you don't want to just be taking unnecessary damage. So I would say take your career serious, get the right people behind you, get somebody you can trust, and the sky's the limit.
Hell yeah.
I would say, even if you feel like quitting, in the middle of training, always complete your training. Always complete your workout. Uh, Eat properly. Stay hydrated, and that's pretty much it. Honestly, like don't quit. Don't quit. It's hard. Yeah, you want to quit. Yeah, but don't do it because you'll regret it.
I like that. Gotta stay in there. Mentality is everything. Truly is.
Yeah,
Oh,
great answers.
80% mental, 20% physical, man. That's what I say.
Yeah.
I like now. I have to say my question for y'all because Sam K over here, Jay in the background, and myself we're foodies. And after a hard ass workout, recovery is very important. What is your go-to meal if cleanup wasn't an option? You don't have to worry about all that BS. What would be your go-to meal for recovery? Just delicious.
orange chicken.
Oof,
Orange chicken.
man.
You say just anything like just like not nothing healthy,
Anything,
just anything.
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 Man, my go-to meal it got to be something like with like bread, bro. It might be like I don't know, bro. I would say a Philly cheesesteak, bro. That's
Mm,
a pizza, some type of pizza, bro. That's always go hit every time, bro. After a fight, bro.
yeah.
You can't go wrong.
I like. What about you, Sonke? What's your go-to meal?
Uh, I don't have a specific one. I just make sure I get down, I get greasy. I mean, pizza is my favorite food, so you hit the nail with pizza. But really, it's I basically come up with something during fight camp, and that's like my goal. You know what I mean? Like I know I beat him already. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about what's the meal? You know what I'm saying? What's my reward type shit. So yeah,
I was like, I gotta get a nice big juicy torta. Oh man, yeah, get the meat, avocado, everything in there. Wow, it'd be so full. I don't want to move, just lay there.
Fire.
hey, now before a fight, I do have a tradition. The night before, I eat a pretty rare steak. I cook a steak. I cook a rare steak, and I just eat that bitch barehanded. Just you know what I'm saying? Now that's tradition.
Ritual.
Yeah, get in that mindset. You know what I mean?
Yo.
That's I
I might have to adopt a
I
new
can get
tradition.
down with steak after before the fight.
Yeah,
Dang, all right.
that's it, man. It's about that time.
Yeah,
We
we gotta get some
appreciate you
shout out.
guys. If you guys want to give out your socials, any plugins, now's the time.
Just thank you for having me, and I expect to see more of me.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate you for having me. You guys could follow me on all social platforms. My name, Dameko Labon. That's my handle for everything. Shout out to my sponsors, man. Uh, like I say, keep following me. I'm gonna have a exciting career. You know, I fight for the fans. So you guys just tune in and keep watching, man.
Hell, thank you guys so much. I had a blast. So,
absolutely.
Man,
We
I did.
appreciate
Man, you guys
y'all.
gotta have me back, man. After I get this win, man, I gotta come back, man. I gotta. That's good. Yeah, man, I got to, bro.
heck yeah, I'm
Love
on
to
by.
have you, man. For sure, for sure.
Well, you gentlemen have a great night.
All right,
All right,
likewise.
man. All right, fellas,
Peace.
man.
Now.
Damn.
Another one in the books, man.
Another one for the books. Absolutely. I love it when the show's like that. It just flows and it rolls. And the best part is it's not time for us to go. So don't move your seats.
So I got to ask you, because I always everything I do with the podcast comes from a place of sports, right? My brain always works in sports. So with an artist, isn't it almost like, sure, my first contract was shit, but I'm playing for my second contract. I'm playing for like to get that generational wealth, because that first contract, you're new, they got you, they can give you whatever they want, plus you're learning the game.
I'm not mad at anybody that feels that way. I feel like a lot of, not even just artists. I think with a lot of shit, your first deal, your first whatever the hell it is, be the shittiest one, because you still learning the situation, you still learning the game. Once you learn more, that second one, you gonna make sure it works for you. It may feel like it may look like it's a little less than the first contract, but it works out better for you than that first contract did.
What's up, everybody? It's Jay from Yankee and the Brit, bringing you some exciting news. King Palms and Yankee and the Brit are teaming up together to give you an amazing deal. Head over to kingpalm.com, use promo code KPYNB to save 20% off your entire order. That's right, 20% off your entire order just by using the promo code KPYNB.
Buddy V's Fighters to Watch.
You know, we always start at the scrap yard, and we have T-Don. Now, he's a killer fighter because he showed that he not only has a heavy punch, but he can also take a hit. He's willing to get in there, but I feel like with a little refinement, he'll become a deadly weapon out there in that cage. And he was going at it, and he has something that, you know, some kid always tells everybody to make sure they have cardio. And I was really impressed with that. So I was like, all right, let's see some more. Cardio was key. Cardio was key. Cardio was key. From the West Coast, Grizzly. Oh my goodness. The minute I saw this man, I knew that this was going to be a good match. He is solid. And when I hit it, I feel like, yeah, it's just thump. And when he goes out there, his hits are intentional. He knows what he's doing. And I need to see him back. I mean, I just loved every second watching his fight. I'm not going to tell you what happened. You got to go look at it for yourself. But Streetbeefs West Coast, Grizzly, yes, please go check him out. And since we're on a roll with badasses, we're going straight to the OG yard with Kalunga. Now, he's rocking his badass mohawk. It's coming up, and I'm just like, okay, got his muscles showing. He's just sitting there, and I'm like, all right, let's see, man, all right. Comes out, puts on a performance. The man does not disappoint. I felt when the fight was over, I was disappointed that I didn't get to watch more of him. So that means I need to see him come back out to the yard because the man, he speaks with his hands. And if you could tell, that was a theme for the night tonight. So, and from Dirty South, oh my goodness, Renegade. This fight was crazy. You want to talk about crazy fights that people make in their staple? He came out and he finished this fight, I'll just say less than 30 seconds, less than 20 seconds, less than 10 seconds. You want to see how fast it was? You need to go look at this fight. And in the comments was my favorite thing. I saw Dennis the Menace say that's a killer fight. And Renegade agreed to it. Two fighters that in my mind I had already thought would be amazing to go. So if there's any possible way for us to make this happen, please, Renegade, I gotta see you back out there in that cage, man. You whoop some booty cheeks in there. And if you get to fight, you know, Dennis the Menace, that's gonna be insane. I want to see those two go at it. So normally we have the four fighters, but today, because you saw from BKFC, you know you have to go check out Dameko. Make sure you go follow him, go look at all his fights, all his stuff. Definitely worth the watch. But those are my 4+1 fighters to watch.
That's dope, man. Yeah, Dennis the Menace just had a birthday. Shout out to Dennis, my dog. Always supporting, always showing love. Great picks as always, too, buddy.
I mean, they're almost
Fire. Somcan the Fire 5. Let's start things off at Streetbeefs OG Yard. You see it on the screen. This is Fat Boy versus Spartan. This is big boy MMA action right here. You see the timestamp, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. These guys were in gear 6, straight out the gate, all gas, no brakes. And we got some aggressive bombs being thrown. We got a little bit of grappling. And we got a punishing ground and pound finish. Firefight right here. Streetbeefs OG Yard. Fat Boy versus Spartan. Moving right along. You see it. Streetbeefs Scrapyard. This was a firefight right here. We have Flex versus Short Temper in the rematch boxing right here. First and foremost, we had beautiful counters all throughout this fight. Educated combinations, a responsible defense, and we got some great back and forth exchanges between these two. A lot of respect and sportsmanship-like behavior, and results in a firefight. Street Beef Scrapyard, Flex versus Short Temper. Yeah, moving all the way to the West Coast. You see it. Street Beef's West Coast, we have a boxing match. Zetro versus Papa Smoke. Definition of a firefight, like certified banger right here. Top notch boxing IQ. You got the counters, you got the slips, the haymakers. beautiful punch placement, and very effective combinations all throughout this fight. Streetbeefs West Coast, Zetro versus Papa Smoke, firefight. Taking you back to the OG yard, you see it. This is Gizmo versus Bully. This is a boxing match. You see the timestamp, 3 minutes and 10 seconds. These men got to it. We got sharp, piercing power punches in this fight. Some heavy body shots. Those body shots really turned the momentum in this fight very quickly. And as we say every episode, cardio is key. Cardio is key. Cardio is key. Streetbeefs, OG Yard, Gizmo versus Bully, firefight. And we're going to end things off at Streetbeef Scrapyard. This is between O versus Rim Reaper. If you're trying to look this fight up, you see the title on the screen. You'll have to type that in to find it. Again, O versus Rim Reaper. This is boxing. And as the title suggests, both these men are trying to basically earn their first dub. And man, they came out the gate, and it was very obvious that these men were trying to make a statement. They were trying to get that first dub. One man prevails. We got a barrage of attacks, and we got a beautiful KO. And as I just mentioned before, cardio is key. Cardio is key. Cardio is key. Deciding factor in the fight. Once again, Streetbeef Scrapyard, O versus Rim Reaper, Somk and the Fire 5.
Fire 5. Damn. Fire picks as always, man.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, as I always say, man, you know, these are great fights. Great replay value. If you've seen it, go watch it again. Hit the like button. You know, and while you're at it, if you haven't already, hit the like button for this show. If you haven't already, subscribe, you know, show some love, because that's what we're here to do, you know.
Hell yeah. And you know where you can find that cardio is key shirt?
Yeah. The link should be right there in the comments section. You'll see the link. Go support, man. Buddy really did his thing. And the shirt is phenomenal. It's fire, you know, and you know, we're just here to support and share the love. That's it.
Hell yeah. And shit, man, even though everything's always fire, dude, what do you say? Is it about that time?
It's about that time, man. I want to thank our guests tonight. Everyone watching, please go check out these guys. Dameko Labon, he's a great fighter with the BKFC. Kulkukan, he's a phenomenal fighter with Streetbeefs West Coast. Go look him up, you know. I want to thank Buddy V, greatest co-host. I want to thank Jay, greatest producer. We do this every week, man, and it's phenomenal, man, every time. I want to thank the people watching us right now, the people catching us on replay, the people in the comment section. We appreciate you. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. I want to thank Streetbeefs OG Yard, Scrap Yard, West Coast, and Dirty South. We do this for you all. We appreciate you all. And yeah, man, shout out to Overtime Hustler Magazine. Shout out to Heart in the Fight. And much, much love to zwellworld.com. Again, that's where you can find all the Zwell merch, including the Som K Cardio is Key shirt, as well as so much more. You see what Buddy got on. So much to go and check out. And yeah, man, that's it for me, man. Catch me same time, same place every week, right here.
Shout out to Zwell. You know what to do, Buddy V. That's what I'm talking about, Zwell-world. And I'm saying that now. We're saying it so much because we actually have about a little over 1 week left for the website. That's right. It is going to go down in 1 week. The website will be shut down temporarily because it's doing a whole revamp. Before fall, Zwell is going to do a whole revamp on the website, everything, the layout. And you guys are in for a treat. That's all I'm going to say. You're going to see new stuff all over, new layouts. And you guys might even find a couple people you know all over there. So you never know. You got to keep your eyes peeled. That's why you come to the show, because you get to hear about this shit first. But with that being said, I have a fun time here. The website, Zoel-World, Zoel_Buddy V. If you want to check out the Instagram, and the Facebook's the same as the website. So, like, follow. You don't have to do too much other than that, because that costs nothing. But, I have a good time. Sanke, we kill it as always. I look forward to every Tuesday with you. Jay, keep you on your toes, and you always getting it. We got to stump you one of these days. And thank you all for watching. And we always end the show in Jay's famous words of one world, one love, deuces.